Time for the Power to Connect with Angela Ray.
I think if anything, I would say to young people is to keep your ears open and keep your mind open. Because I had no idea that one step would lead to the next, that would lead to the next. I just heard about it, looked into it, took advantage of the opportunity. Boom, another door open. Did the same thing. Boom, another door open. And continue to have faith and pray. And don't, by no means, there were times where I was like, whoa, what am I doing? Am I cut out for this? Like, this is not for me. I don't know anyone personally who's a doctor, doctors don't look like me.
So doubts will happen.
Doubts,
you have to push through, which is what you did.
Mm-hmm. And so, but I continue to push through and just kind of roll with the punches, so to speak. And here I am today. And I honestly think, I know that this was all orchestrated by my creator, by God.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Every little step. And if you're someone who's listening to us and, you are not, let's say we are both Christians and we're talking from that perspective. I know some people talk about the universe, but the point is listen, keep listening, keep being curious and associate with a variety of people. Not just this group over here, but make friends with all kinds of people. And I talked, Dominique, about how it is important to impress people along the way, because those are, I call them godmothers and godfathers who will help to propel your career and help to guide you. And so the maker above will send the correct godmother or godfather to do that. Continue with your amazing story.
That is 100% correct. So I went to DeBakey High School from 9th grade to 12th grade. And at this point, in high school, we were not just exposed to medicine, but also dentistry. But my knowledge of the medical field was still limited. And so I thought, okay, well, I can become a nurse, because at that point, my mother was a nurse, but I didn't think that I could become a doctor because I didn't know many doctors or any doctors that looked like me, let alone a Black person and let alone a Black woman. So I thought that was out of my reach. And when I would tell people that I knew personally that I wanted to be a doctor, people would say things like, why don't you just be a nurse?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And
and I don't think they meant it in any harm, but I think it was a more so projecting their fears onto me, saying like, you do know being a doctor is hard.
Right. But that's key what you just said. And we need to have a little bit of a discussion about it. And it is that people who love you, friends and family, they may not always give you the best advice. They may not, because they don't know. They don't know. And they're scared for you. So as Dominique is saying, this is called projecting. Understand when someone is projecting their stuff onto you, and be able to discern that. And please make the decision for yourself. This is about what choice do you want to make about the life that you want to lead.
Right. And so, I carried that with me, and that led to self-doubt and things of that nature. However, there was always a small voice inside of me, kind of like a spirit, like a fire that just like couldn't put out, that just kept saying, there's more.
For you.
For me. More. And then I was in my junior year of high school, 11th grade, sitting in English class, and two Indian kids who parents were doctors were talking about this scholarship to go to medical school. And if you applied and you got into the program, it would be a scholarship for college, as well as admission to medical school and a scholarship for medical school, provided that you met certain criteria.
Wow.
And so I put my pen down and I started to slowly listen more and more. And then I started writing down what they were saying. I wasn't engaging in the conversation with them, but I just started writing it down. And then I looked into it. I went to the counselor, like, what is this? Tell me more about it. And then the next time I was in class, I slowly started to, speak to them and kind of like start talking to them to continue to get more information, because obviously even though we were in the same class, they had more knowledge of resources than the group of people that I normally spoke to. And so I realized in that moment in high school that in order for me to continue to excel and move forward, there were going to be times when it was going to be important for me to change up my circle. And
let's stop there. That's awesome what you just said. So we're talking about she at a young age discovered that I need to powerfully connect with other groups. Mm-hmm. And when I was your age, I was doing something similar, positively, the connecting powerfully, with certain groups. And, and it moves. That's mm-hmm. what you're talking about. And it moves. You got this information from that group. And I love that you are eavesdropping. That might be my favorite thing, that you are eavesdropping, which means your mouth was closed and your ears were open. So we all need to do a little bit more of that. The mouth is closed, and the ears are open.
Don't forget to subscribe to The Power to Connect with Angela Ray and follow her on Facebook. You can also stay connected on Twitter and Instagram at angelaray.com.